So recently, motivation hasn't been an issue for me like at all. But I know for some of you, motivation definitely is an issue. And it definitely was for me, especially when I was like 13, 14, 15. Definitely was a big issue for me. And so I have written down what motivated me. I was going through my journal and I have written down what I wrote down in my journal because whenever I used to find something that motivated me, I'd write it down. So I think if it helped me, it can definitely help you. So first one was to become exceptional, you got to be willing to do what others aren't willing to do. I used to tell myself this because I always used to find pleasure in or like find like a certain sense of superiority when I would do stuff that no one else was doing, especially cold showers, especially all this business stuff. Even though it was hard, I would love that feeling of like everyone else thinks they're cool, but they can't do what I do. I would love that feeling back then. Nowadays, I don't really care about it too much. Nowadays, I'm trying to get rid of any resentment because, in a way, that is resentment. Feeling superiority is a form of resentment because you're thinking that everyone else is below you. So nowadays, I'm trying not to do that, and I definitely don't do that. To be honest, when I wake up nowadays, when I need to work, I just work because I can see the direct correlation between working and money, and you don't get tired when you win. That's just a fact. So when I'm working, I don't have any doubts anymore or anything like that. So motivation isn't an issue for me. But back then I used to tell myself this so I could get that feeling of being a weapon. I could think like, oh yeah, no one else is doing this. I'm the only one doing this. Which is not even true, to be fair. So many people in this world work harder than me. I'm just lucky, I think. Genuinely, I think I'm just lucky to even like I think I'm just lucky to have seen what I saw on social media to want what I want right now. That's why I am where I am. That's where I am. That's why I am where I am. Anyway, second one is trust in the process. You're closer to your goals than you realize. So this actually came from I watched one of Hamza's videos and he was like sit in a place for 30 minutes, stare at a wall, and if you're happy at the end of those 30 minutes, that means you're on track. And I realized that I really was happy with myself because what more could I have done? I was doing outreach every day. I was posting to social media every day. Client work wasn't an issue back then because I didn't have any clients. And this was only in summer. Think about it. It's only been 4 months and I'm nearly at 10K a month. That is so crazy. My life has changed around. And back when I had zero clients, I'd be very hard on myself and I'd be very resentful to myself and I'd feel like a failure, which I'll talk about later because that is another one of the points. But I wish I could have. And I was writing all this shit down in my journal, but I wish I could have really understood it rather than just writing it down. But back then, yeah, it definitely felt like I definitely told myself like trust in the process. You're closer to these goals than you realize. But then the next day, I'd be like, fuck, I'm not at that. I don't have a client yet. I don't have any money yet. Like summer's nearly over. Actually, no, summer wasn't over, but I was like, 2 weeks of summer's already gone. You need to utilize it. And I would just feel like I didn't want to waste my time. Is the main thing. If I'm doing this, it would be the worst thing possible, the worst situation outcome of this, which I'll come on to next to because this is like the next point, is if it didn't work out because I've wasted so much time. Like even though I could try bullshit myself. Oh yeah, I learned a lot. At the end of the day, I didn't get a result that I wanted from the time that I put in. So next is I wrote this whole ass paragraph before I went to bed. Not today, but like I think a few, 3 months ago. Wait, 21st of August. I wrote this. Do you want to go back to who you were? Question mark. Do you want to be the guy that said he did a little bit of business when he was younger? Because the day I wrote this, I remember I had a memory and I was thinking about a guy who I was talking to about my business, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a client now. He's paying me like 750 a month, good money for a 16-year-old. And he was like, oh yeah, I used to dabble in business a little bit back in the day. I was making like 1 or 2K a month, stuff like this. And I was thinking, and now he's just got a shit job, like a shit job. And I was thinking, why is he telling me this? He wanted to prove that he's just as good as me, if not better than me. And then I was thinking, do I want to be that guy? Do I want to be the guy who was like, do I want to be the guy that said he did a little bit of business when he was younger? And then I wrote, you can't rely on A levels. Something in you needs to switch, and I underlined needs. And I've always had this feeling that something inside of me needs to wake up and fire up. Because the moments, no, not even those, the periods of my life where I've been so locked in and I've got the most results is when I've been most fired up. Like even now, I'm too relaxed. Even though I'm doing everything, I feel like there's not enough urgency in my life. Even still now, like I'm making this YouTube video, I'm so relaxed. I'm just like, maybe it's a good thing though. Maybe urgency is not a good thing, and maybe this is a good thing that I'm doing right now. But I feel like I need to switch up. I need to wake up. Like even when I'm lost in my thoughts in the shower, I need to wake up. So next is to get into the motions of it. I wrote in the word for word, just get into the motions of it. And this is for a task that you find hard, especially outreach for me. The number one thing you should do is open your laptop, open up the Google Sheet, open up Instagram, open up Twitter, open up your email. Bam, 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 just getting into the motions of it. And this works for anything, and this is really what motivated me. And it didn't even motivate me, it just helped it get done. Even though I wouldn't want to click an hour timer, because I've got this little thing here where you can change it. You can set it as long as you want it to be. So it goes from 99 to like 0. Anyway, so I'd be afraid to put this timer for an hour, and I'd be afraid to open up my laptop because I know what's coming ahead. But when I just get into the motions of it, I realized that I was the image that I had in my mind, or like the feeling that I had in my mind, it was a lot worse than actually doing it. So then when I just got into the motions of it, that's when it got done. And I just started sending outreach after outreach after outreach after outreach. I look at the timer, bam, 50 outreach done in a day. That's when I got the most amount of clients. And the last one is, it's supposed to be hard. This is what's going to change your life forever. So, okay, now let me put this shit away. Oh, this is my journal. Let me see what it's called. Yeah. Addy Meditations. What you learn, what to do better, some thoughts, gaining clarity, reflections, etc. Book 3. I remember, I think book 1, I did look at it some time ago, it's just like, lock in, every day I'm just saying, number 1, lock in, number 2, don't be a bitch, number 3, do outreach. That's what I just tell to myself every single day. Number 3, at least book number 3, I've got a few valuable insights. But anyway, right, so what was the point? Let me read the point again. It's supposed to be hard. This is what's going to change your life forever. Yeah, the thing about changing my life forever was so deep because I kind of zoomed out of the bigger picture. Especially in summer, I was kind of like in my head. It was just a rut of doing this again and again. And it kind of got boring, I won't even lie. But then I realized that if I zoom out, this is going to change my life forever. So, I hope that motivates you. Obviously, everyone's got different stuff that motivates them. But if you made it to this video, then that shows that you want it. Everybody else would have clicked off. You've watched my video and you've made it to the end, which shows that you want exactly what I want. You want this life. Everybody else that's clicked off, they don't want that life. They've seen it on social media maybe, or maybe they know me in real life, but they don't want this life that on social media. They don't want, maybe they've seen it, maybe they think it looks cool. They don't want it though. That's why motivation is not an issue for me, because I need this. Ever since I was a kid, I would be nobody without this. And now that I'm working on this every day, nobody can take this away from me. So there's two ends to it. If you're not who you want to be yet, you're a nobody, because you're not putting in the work that you need to be putting in. But if you're doing the work every single day and you're putting in the inputs, you're patient with the inputs, nobody can take that away from you. And that gives you unlimited self-confidence, because nobody can take that away from you. You're on track. So yeah, when you start getting momentum, when you start seeing wins, that's when you're going to start feeling that motivation isn't an issue. That's when you're just going to start getting on that routine. Like every day you wake up, you can see that direct correlation between putting in the inputs and getting the outputs. And that's when you can start to be certain in all of your actions and stop doubting yourself. And that's when motivation doesn't become an issue. But at the start, it's just a matter of keeping going and finding what works for you, finding what motivates you. And I guess in this journey, if it's not for you, you might find out what is for you, because not everyone's meant for entrepreneurship. Like if I was if I was trying to motivate you to become an artist, and I was saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, if you're not meant for art, you will know it by the end of like 3 months, or by the end of this video. Like, if you clicked off this video when I'm talking about art, you will know that art is not for you. But if you watched all the way to the end, you know art is for you. So same way, you can't call yourself lazy, or you can't think you're a failure for pursuing something that you don't want to do. So you've got to really ask yourself, do you want this? And if you have made it to this video, to the end of this video, you definitely do. But yeah, just keep going, keep grinding. Eventually you will succeed, even in just some small manner. Even if you're just completing your whole to-do list, that is momentum, and you're gonna feel good. If this is what you really want, you're gonna feel really, really good. You're gonna feel on top of the world. You're gonna feel better than any drug that you can take. You're gonna feel better than that if this is what you really want. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe if you like it. Yeah, if you like the video, like it. I don't know what to say for subscribing. If you feel like if you want to say something to me, comment. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe. There you go.